Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Penapple and today I am building a kind of spaceship, sci-fi, alien, futuristic themed bar, lounge, grill. Yes, not really a grill. I feel like lately I kind of just don't know what I'm titling my builds or even what I'm building, so I just keep throwing adjectives and those aren't adjectives, are they? Yes, they are adjectives. Oh gosh, I forgot what a noun and a verb. Okay, this is off to a really great start. But anyways, I just keep throwing things at it and hoping it'll stick. But this is kind of like a lounge type lot. And if you're interested in having this game in your build, you can go to the gallery and look me up. My origin ID is penappleYT. And then you can also search for it by the hashtag #GetBaemous. Because this is a part of the Get Baemous collab. That would be really random if it wasn't. Actually, that'd be kind of hilarious. Don't actually do that. You'll confuse people. Anyways, so the Get Baemous collab is a huge group of amazing builders, and we are redoing the entire world of Lvly. And where the Get Baemous comes from is when Cats and Dogs came out, this same group of amazing people redid the entire world of Brindleton Bay, and so we called ourselves the Brindleton Baes. Because we're geniuses. We're pun geniuses. And so for this one, we were kind of trying to figure out what to name it. And for a little bit, I was kind of hoping that we'd go with Lvly Girls. But that didn't stick when Just Teej, formerly known as Gavin Sims, came up with the name Get Baemous. It was originally a joke, and now he kind of hates himself for having suggested it, but it just kind of instantly stuck. It's amazing. So, formerly known as Brindleton Baes, this is now the Get Baemous collab. That sounds like a rap artist. The collab builders, formerly known as the Brindleton Baes. Perfect. Almost were the Lvly Girls. Less perfect. No, it's totally fine. But yeah, so we're doing a huge collab. You can find all the other builds, and I'm going to be linking all of these guys down below, and some of them are going to be doing videos, some of them are on YouTube, some of them are on Twitch and they just stream their builds. Some of them, like me, streamed like either all of the build or part of the build, and they're going to do a YouTube video. So this is now a multi-platform, because when we first did this, most of us were more on YouTube, I think, still. But some of us have moved over to Twitch more or less, that kind of thing. So that's where we're at. Oh, what was I saying? Yes, link everybody down below. I'm trying to get the plug out and it's not working. I'm terrible at this. It's okay. So I'm so bad at this that I forgot to say everybody's names. So I am now coming back from the future to list off all the amazing creators. I was saying they're all great, but I didn't say who they were. So it is Freezer Bunny, Devin Bumpkin, Irrelevant Sims, Hey Harry, Simlissy, and Just Teej. So there we go. Back to our regular scheduled ramblings. We will also be putting up a save file, which will be a collection of all of the builds in the world, and we do this so that you don't have to go through and download every single build and figure out which lot goes where. But if you want to do that still, that's fine. You just have to look for the hashtag #GetBaemous. I don't know why you'd want to do that. That sounds really tedious and painstaking, but you can. When the save file is ready, I will also be linking that down below. Have no fear. That'll probably be made by Hey Harry. Just take a guess. I think that's how it went last time. I don't know. I don't know a huge amount about save files because I never use them. So I'm like the worst person to like talk about them. Like I vaguely have an idea, but anyways, for this build, decided to go with the more futuristic type vibe. Just because we got some new objects that were like kind of sci-fi themed, and I'm pretty sure they're like parts of movie sets, so that you could do some sort of like sci-fi movie with Get Baemous, because it's the new movie career, and I haven't I haven't played with it at all except for to build, like not a lick. You know, I still haven't even like done any of the gameplay really from Jungle Adventure. So I'm behind by a lot. So I don't actually know what I'm talking about. But that's why I think it's there. And so I decided to use them. I thought it'd be a fun route to go. And actually about, not quite here, but once I got like probably about an hour into the build, I had this moment where I kind of stepped back from it and I was like, oh God, what have I made? Like, what is this? This looks bizarre. And so I even went to TJ, who actually, with Hey Harry, kind of like were the lead organizers on this collab. I went to TJ and I was like, okay, I need you to be real honest with me here. Am I insane for doing this? And he assured me that no, it's pretty cool. It's pretty chill. That's not what he said. But he assured me that it was fine. So, because I don't know, when you do a collab with so many amazing builders, at least I get nervous that I'm going to bring down the collab. I had the same anxiety last time, but I wasn't doing something as adventurous as this. So this time around, I was kind of like, like, I don't want this to be a blight on the collab. I don't want this to be like the one lot that nobody downloads. And they have all the other worlds, all the other lots, but except for this one. But I think it's fine. I think it turned out great. There is like this whole sort of like spaceship part, and the walls, they're really cool, but they are movie sets, and so the walls don't go down. And so I made sure the back end of it was open. I really wanted it to be a completely contained area, but then you couldn't see what you're doing. So I left the back end open, and that area is kind of like a dance floor, like DJ area, and I think it turned out really cute, and you can get some like cool angles with like the moonlight shining through, and like the whole top is just glass, and I was pretty pumped. I'm like doing a little dance move over here, pretty pumped about it. But yeah, I've been pretty busy lately. I mean, as always, I'm in grad school, if you don't know. And it's a lot. This week has actually been really chill though, just because we're kind of rounding up fall quarter. So that's been nice. We've kind of been done with a couple classes. The finals have been spaced out pretty nicely, so it's not too bad. I mean, I do have a test coming up on Monday that is going over literally hundreds of slides. Well, no, they narrowed it down, so it's a bit better, but it's high stress. It's always high stress, but I did manage to go home for Thanksgiving. Yes, I did. Okay, sorry. I did so much traveling on Thanksgiving because I ended up going to Oregon to visit family, and so I flew out to there, and I needed to take a connecting flight for that. And so of course my first flight was super late. And like I was texting my boyfriend, I was like, at first it was only 30 minutes late, and I'm like, it's fine, you know, like I'll get there at the same time. It doesn't really matter. Like I'll just spend more time in this airport than the other airport. Fast forward like literally 10 minutes later, and they're like, the flight is now delayed 1 hour. And so I missed my connecting flight, and like there was like a slight chance I would make it. Like I was talking to one of the flight attendants at the gate, and he was like, you know, maybe if like we do good, like, you know, you might get there, and like your gate for your connecting flight is literally just like one across, so you just have to sprint and you'll be there. And so I was like getting pumped. I was like tightening up my hiking boots, because I wore hiking boots to an airport for whatever reason, because they're fashionable. That's why. They're not real hiking boots, they're the they're the fake ones. But the flight left early, actually. Like it left 10 minutes before it was scheduled to leave, so they just did not care about me, which is fair, because I wasn't gonna make it even if they hadn't left 10 minutes early. But anyways, that ended up meaning I didn't get into Oregon until 1 a.m, and then we didn't end up getting back to our hotel until 2 a.m, so that was a lot. And then the next day was like Thanksgiving. But my mom was like, don't worry, honey, you know, we'll be there at the airport to pick you up. And I was kind of like, You better be. You can't just leave me. Like, I hope so. Anyway, it was kind of stressful, but I was glad I did go to Oregon. I kind of wasn't super wanting to. And then, like, we were going to go have Thanksgiving at my grandma's house. And then, unfortunately, she did end up passing away before Thanksgiving. So instead, we had a wake at her house for Thanksgiving. So it was kind of a weird sort of vibe in the room. But she was 93. She lived a really full life. My grandpa had passed, like, I think over 15 years ago, you know, and all of her children are grown up, you know, she's seen some grandchildren. She even got a great grandchild, so she was pretty ready to go. So I was pretty sad when I first found out about it, but by the time Thanksgiving rolled around, I was more like kind of at peace with it. And nobody, you know, like, it was a pretty happy event. We played poker in her memory because she loved to play poker, and she would travel to Pahrump, Nevada, near Las Vegas, every year. Every year, and she played the penny slot machines, and she loved playing poker. So that's what we did. I lost every single hand, and we were playing with pennies then too. But honestly, one of my favorite things about having kind of the wake at her house and Thanksgiving there was we basically were kind of dividing up her household and like the things, and so she left some things in the will for specific people, but the rest, it was kind of like free game. And so, like, literally my aunt like handed me a roll of like masking tape and a permanent marker, and she's like, just tag it if you want it, and there's no tag on it, take it, it's yours. Like, because they're kind of trying to clear out the house. And so there wasn't anything that I really wanted. And then, like, anything that I kind of did want already had a name on it. Like, one of my uncles went around and literally put his name on everything. I think including stuff that was not left to him in the will, but to other people. So that was a little sketch. Like, it was pretty funny. And then my favorite moment was we were all sitting around the dinner table, and my brother asked me to pass the gravy. And so I pick up the gravy boat, and as I'm passing it to him, I realized it has a masking tape name on the bottom of it, and my Uncle John has claimed the turkey boat. Like, they're the gravy boat. It was just like, oh my gosh, literally everything is being claimed. But, like, my dad got a mug with, like, it had, like, one of my family's old Christmas cards, pictures on it. I did end up going away with, like, I have 2 stuffed pheasant, or not stuffed pheasants, they're, like, ceramic, so definitely not stuffed animals, not taxidermy, just ceramic pheasants, and they're pretty cute. They're very fat, super adorable. Yes. Oh, and, like, my dad was left in the will, she left him 6-inch porcelain lady, and everyone was like, what is that? Like, my aunt was like kind of going around like looking for a 6-inch porcelain lady, and it was like the mystery of the 6-inch porcelain lady with Agatha Christie, and just, or like Nancy's, why was I going to say Nancy Stewart? I almost said Martha Stewart, and then I realized it was Nancy, but it's Nancy Drew. Anyways, we're pretty far into the build, but I tried to go with a sort of futuristic vibe here and there, lots of cute furniture. It ended up being really bright for a lounge, but I think it's good. I kind of tried to stick with like a yellow and blue color scheme, and some pops of like neon green got in there. Especially when I got to like the plants, because I couldn't not add plants. But after that Thanksgiving, we ended up driving back to Seattle, and then I got to visit with my boyfriend, and my parents were super nice, and I had originally planned on flying out from Oregon the day after Thanksgiving, but they bought me a new plane ticket so that I could stay in Seattle and visit with my boyfriend, which was so nice. So nice. But yes, that was my Thanksgiving. It was definitely a unique one for the books. Like, it was, like I said, it was a weird vibe, but it's not even it's not even November anymore, and I'm still talking about Thanksgiving. But I am kind of starting to get ready for Christmas. I have been making lots of paper snowflakes, and like they're ridiculously intricate, and I'm like using X-Acto knives on top of scissors, and like I'm looking at patterns online, and I'm like making my own, and like each one takes me like 2 hours to make, and I'm just like, what are you doing with your life right now? Like I'm literally just watching The Walking Dead and like making paper snowflakes for hours on end. So because like I said, this week is weird and I'm kind of like in a lull, but I looked at my schedule for next quarter and oh my gosh, we're taking like 20 credits, and which is a lot for a quarter. And we're just, every single day I have class basically from like 8 to 5:30. That's scheduled. Some days 7:30 to 5:30, but usually they do kind of give us some free time. But here I'm doing the little terrariums, which I've seen lots of other people do. So I definitely didn't come up with this, but it looks so good. I really like how they turned out. Super adorable. Yes. Just trailed off. I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I guess I was talking about Christmas. I've been really in a Christmas mood, but I have not been able to play Christmas music. I keep being like, you're making snowflakes or, like whatever. It'd be nice if you're listening to some Christmas music. And then I turn on one song and I'm kind of like, I just turn it back off. Like I can't do Christmas music for some reason. It's just like, I don't know, kind of grating on me, I guess. But like I've already wrapped some of my presents, and I got this like chill sloth like Christmas paper, and it's like it's really adorable and ridiculous. So everyone's gifts are wrapped in that. I even have one of my classmates, her birthday's coming up, and so I wrapped her gift in like sloth wrapping paper. And so oh my gosh, I actually asked her beforehand. I was like, because her birthday's so close to Christmas, I'm like, is it okay, because I only have Christmas wrapping paper, it's okay if I wrap it? And she was like, yeah, it's fine. So that's good. Oh, you know what else I'm doing? For all of my different professors, and I have a lot. I have like 10 professors and some support staff. But for all of them this quarter, I decided to give them a little Christmas gift, and it's just 3 lint truffles kind of tied together. I should talk about these spaceships in a moment. It's like 3 lint truffles tied together, and that comes from when I was in elementary school. My mom would make giant baskets for like whichever teacher I had, because I just have one, and so it'd have like tons of stuff in it. But then once I went to middle school and high school, I would have like 7 teachers. And so instead of making each one an individual basket, she transitioned over getting each one a Costco-sized bag of lint truffles, which is very big. And so she would send me to school, and I would just basically have a pallet of lint truffles, and I'd have to carry them from class to class all day long. And I was telling my boyfriend about this, and he was just like, he looked at me and he was like, "Oh, you just never had a chance, did you? Like, you're such a teacher's pet." And like, oh my gosh, I would get called a teacher's pet, and like everyone would always make fun of me, and I'd just be like lugging this heavy thing around all day and having all my like classmates be like, "Oh, look at you, such a teacher's pet." Oh my gosh. Anyways, I found those little spaceships that I put up that are floating there. I found them in the Buy to Bug or bb.show hidden objects catalog. They're from Get to Work. Oh gosh. That was a huge brain fart. I was like, which one is it? And I ended up putting the new sparkly, like they're like special effects from the Get Famous pack, and so I raised those up as well and kind of positioned it so that sparkles drop from it, and so it kind of looks like, like the alien beam. And so I was really pleased with how that turned out. I thought it was pretty cute. It is kind of difficult to turn on. I actually have to put a sim on the roof and then go into first-person camera mode and have them turn on each one individually, and that's every time you load up the game. So that's a bit frustrating, but It's a cute effect, and you don't have to do it. But yeah, we are actually coming up on the end of this build. Like I said, please go check out everybody's channels. I don't know why. You probably have already heard of them already because they're all like super amazing. And oh gosh, so good at these plugs. Beginning and end were both so strong. But yeah, if you like my build, be sure, you know, to like, comment, subscribe if you so feel. It's a good idea to subscribe just because I never know when I'm posting a new build because my schedule is kind of a mess, so it can alert you as to when a new build goes up. But yeah, I hope you guys are all having a really great day. I hope you guys are enjoying getting ready for or currently participating in whatever holidays that you participate in, or if you don't, I hope you're just having a really great December. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!